So yeah, here we are. This is the ultimate battle, right? This is
Yeah.
Otherworld boss.
Just point the way out of here. Just point the way out of town. And I'll just keep on going.
Yep. So as far as time goes, yeah, we're at just under 13 hours worth of playtime.
Yeah, and it looks like the side quests aren't actually part of the progress.
Yeah, the percentage must just be measuring your progress through the main story.
That's kind of weird. Normally, at least my experience with like the Arkham games, like the side quests are always part of the percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit weird, disconcerting for me because I always think that they are kind of like, part of the percentage. It's like I'll finish. It's sort of like with Kindle books too. Well, it's like with Kindle books.
Did you catch the load screen?
Oh, they never really loved you. I see
Oh
it.
man,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah, I was just not looking, and you started laughing, and I was like, "Oh, looks like we got one." Oh, and here we are, scales of judgment, mirth.
Right. So the last time we recorded, we actually took a step in here and we messed around a little while. Didn't really amount to much, but I think I have it figured out at this point.
Cool. Yeah, so this is not ADA compliant. This area.
Oh, I went the wrong way. Huh? There we go. I'm still trying to figure out how to dodge that
The hand.
that hand that comes down there.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't really know.
Oh.
So I read that the wheelman, the guy in the center there, is in the
That's what he's called?
He's the wheelman. Yeah, I'm not joking. Like that's that. I mean, I know we were gonna do that thing with the game where we guess the name. It's not Wheels. It's definitely the wheelman. Did you read anything about the character, like what the characters are supposed to be, or what they're supposed to represent, or did you basically stay away from that? Just for because he's supposed to be someone in the scheme of things.
Yeah, no, I didn't read anything about him.
Yeah, he's supposed to be someone from Murph's past.
Oh.
Like the embodiment of a character. I completely forget who. I think they might reveal it in the cutscene, but so I won't say. But I think I have a pretty good idea. I remember kind of who it was. Oh, that's funny. That's how we get past those guys.
Yeah.
We can just shoot them.
What is this? Well, piece of something. Okay. Ow. Yeah, when they do their attack animation, it's like they're invulnerable. So you
The
gotta time it really carefully.
Those
Otherwise, you
guys.
just waste a shotgun shell.
Yeah. I definitely read I've been like I try to read a little bit about the game here and there, and one of the things they definitely mentioned in the reviews were the janky controls. Like, flawed control scheme came up a lot in the reviews or the sort of the writing about this game. So I mean, it's great that we're talking about this now at the final battle, but yeah, it's sort of one of those things that is definitely a big sticking point with this game. I mean, obviously, I'm not the one who's playing it, but I think by the noises that emanate whenever I hear you kind of like go through that, like, and start hitting buttons in the game, I kind of like can hear just I kind of there's a little groan inside of me.
Yeah.
Every time that happens because of the control scheme. That dude, oh man, that guy's like a jerk. This is definitely not the best Silent Hill game, right? Like, this is, I mean, you like the other one much better than this game, right? Or the previous ones?
Yeah, I'd say that's probably true. I mean, well, I mean, it's hard to say. So, story-wise, I think they're all pretty dumb.
Yeah.
And I think, in some ways, this one is probably easier to play. Like, just because of the way that you move through the world.
Oh, I gotcha.
You know, tank controls are kind of annoying, to me anyway. It's kind of like how I prefer to play a more recent Resident than I will, like, the first 3 or so.
I gotcha. Yeah, I just don't really have a frame of reference on the gameplay of it, except for the noises that I hear coming from, you know, your recording of the audio.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, I don't really know if I would have played this game on my own. Even though like I did kind of like the Silent Hill movies. Strangely enough,
Yeah.
or not the second one, but the first one. I like the first one. I don't really know if I would actually have gone into this because I don't really know if there's enough of a hook for me. I think that the hook for PT, Silent Hills rather, is that it's like a Kojima game and Guillermo del Toro and everything. That's a pretty big hook, I think, for someone like me. This game doesn't really have a lot of hooks. I just kind of...
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
This isn't... I need to go back up?
Oh, you gotta hit the lamp again?
Yeah, I guess the lightning fucked me up. Come on. Getting desperate now.
This was supposed to be our victory lap game.
This is. We got it.
Okay.
Yep, see that? Just skipping along.
Also, I can't really say that I'm a big... Oh, there we go. I can't really say I'm a huge fan of horror games. Like, I like horror movies. Horror games, though, I just never been able to really get into them. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's gotta hurt.
How could you?
What?
He was a good man. A good man.
What the hell are you talking about? That thing tried to kill me. It's not a man, it's a monster.
Uh-oh.
Supposed to go. That's not what I agreed to. Murphy? Is that you? Officer Coleridge?
Jeez, I'm glad it's just you. This thing is kicking off something fierce. I knew you'd be smart enough to steer clear of it.
What are you doing here?
Sewell told me to meet him here. You haven't seen him, have you? He ain't answering his radio. Are you okay, Murph? You don't look so good. What's that you got there? What the hell's going on, Murphy?
No. This isn't what I agreed to.
What are you talking about? Agreed to what?
Tell him, Murph.
What's going on here, Sewell? Why didn't you answer the radio?
Should have learned to keep your big fucking mouth shut, Frank. Now, my friend,
I don't like that guy at all. He
Nah.
looks like
Don't
he looks like the
Come on,
guy
Murphy, you gonna keep your end of the bargain or not?
the other guy from like the chief of staff guy
Do it,
from
you
House
son
of
a
Cards.
bitch. No.
No.
What I forget that actor's name, but he looks like a rat. The actor. He's been in a bunch of things, but he looks
was a great
radish.
man, my dad. Didn't matter
I'm
who
trying
he
to think
was,
of who you mean.
family, friends.
I'll send you a link to him
Prisoners.
like after
He treated
the
everyone
stream's
with
over.
respect.
I completely forget his name though.
I mean, the only guy that I can think of is
I wanted to be just like him.
the guy in the he was in the first season only,
Father treated me like one of his own.
right?
No, that's
And he was also in the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Done beating the life out of him.
I think
Years in that
I'll send you a link to him later. He looks like one.
vegetable.
Whoa.
Did you know that? And
So
I had to
Merc
watch
put
this.
James Brolin into the
This
wheelchair?
Wonderful man. Shit and piss all over himself, day after day after day.
That's a little wonderful man shitting and pissing
You know what I saw?
day after day because of Murph.
A monster. I saw you.
Just calm down a minute and let me tell you what really happened.
You don't know how many strings I had to pull to get your transfer approved, to get you to my prison. The things I had to
Oh.
call in, the sick things I had
So he's
to
the
do
boogeyman now.
You don't have to do this.
My father was a good man. He didn't believe in revenge. But I do.
Plot twist.
I don't know, man.
Why
Oh.
would you? Oh, here we go. What's this?
Oh, she's beating me up, bullet
you're-
wise.
Oh, you died!
What are you gonna do?
I mean,
I think you got a choice.
do I really? Well, I think I just made it.
Okay. That was like a really short version of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, well, you know, from my perspective, Murphy's done a lot of like heinous shit up until now. Okay, well, I guess this is the choice. It wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't the choice. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I guess I'll spare her.
Okay,
But-
I kind of like her too.
If
Kinda
we're gonna
like her.
if we're gonna make a big deal about it, I mean,
Let's be nice.
but you know, when you thought that I had already made the choice, I was like, yeah, Murphy's just been fucking terrorizing this town
Won't do it.
all this time.
Yeah.
He's committed.
I thought you might say that.
No!
Jesus, you're pathetic. What about Napier? The guy kills your boy. You go through all the trouble of getting yourself locked up with him, and what happens? I serve him to you like a fucking Christmas goose, and you can't even finish the job. No, I gotta go in there and finish the bastard off for you. I ask for one little favor in return.
Murphy? Run!
And this is the thanks I get. Frank! Put your hands where I can see them.
You son of a...
I'm not gonna tell you again. Sewell here. We got an officer down. 1000, C block, shower level, over.
You can't do this.
I didn't. Whose prints do you think are on that ship?
10-4, backups.
We just did.
Roger that. Should have just kept.
Yeah,
your
but he's
end
wearing
of
the
deal,
bloody
Murphy.
gloves.
Cop killers don't last too long in here.
Yeah, but he's a cop. He can get away with it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Frank. I'm sorry, Frank.
What's up with all the cutting back and forth between the colors and the...
It
It's
wasn't
which
real.
one's the dream state, which one's reality? I don't know anymore.
It was my fault
Mhm.
he died.
Pendleton.
Oh wait, it's his son, right? Oh no, it's the lady cop.
I'm so sorry.
I was
Yeah.
like, I thought it was a guy, but it's actually lady cop. Oh, hugs.
Is this... Are we free?
Yeah. I think we are.
Back at the bus rack, huh?
So it's like Lost now.
I should go.
Wait,
It was all just a
where are you
dream.
going?
Oh,
There's
that was
someplace I
unfulfilling.
gotta be.
There's someplace he's got to be, huh?
where's it gotta be?
Murphy, wait.
If it's his son's birthday, I'm gonna,
Thank you.
you know.
For what?
The truth.
But son's dead, right? So it's not wouldn't be his son's birthday.
I mean... Whoa,
And who's-
no, is he just gonna walk out into the lake? That's weird.
Who's dead? Who's alive? He's gonna disappear? Like, no, he's just walking along there. It's like he's like Poseidon. He has to return to the sea. I don't know. I mean, that'd be really hilarious. But
Yeah, motherfucker. Come on, then, boy. You hear?
I think Konami's conception of jail is really
Hey,
has.
what are you doing?
I don't
back here so
know
soon,
how
sweetheart?
they got this idea of this is how jail is.
Can't get enough of the place. The hell's this?
You used to work with my father.
I
Frank
quit.
Coleridge.
Yeah. So?
Oh.
We need to talk.
Oh yeah.
Well, alright.
Revenge.
So now, we get to see a list of names to blame.
Okay, Devin Shatsky. Tom with 2 M's. Jeremy full of hot airy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make fun of all the names.
Okay.
I feel like this is Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, so that was it. I guess we got the ending. Oh, here's the real villain right here.
Vatra Games.
Vatra
Yeah.
Games, the now defunct Vatra Games of Czech Republic.
Oh,
Not-
I hear the Korn theme tune coming in, so we're probably gonna
the
have
Korn-
to drop audio right here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so
So yeah, that's it. We're done.
the truth set us free, Brian.
I know.
And allowed us to go and pursue some more revenge. It's a cycle, right? It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it never ends. An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind.
Uh-huh. So Sewell's probably got a kid, right? Who's gonna have a blood feud with Lady Cop.
Lady Cop now. That's the new Silent Hill game. No, not real. The new Silent Hill game. I have a feeling that Silent Hill is just going to be its own standalone thing. I don't think that it'll have anything to do with anything prior in Silent Hill. But
You know, I don't even know if this was the last Silent Hill game, like, to date.
there might have been one. There might have been one more, right?
There could have been. I
Yeah.
haven't followed that closely. The whole reason I got this game in the first place is because it was the most recent Silent Hill that came out for PS3.
Got
And
it.
there were a bunch of other Silent Hill games that were not on traditional consoles. They were on handhelds. So there were, there were titles on I guess maybe on the DS, but mainly on the Vita and PSP kind of.
Yeah, and those are canon. Like
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't really know. But
I have a feeling that Silent Hills is going to be its own thing. Like
Yeah.
if I had to guess, just it feels like they're just rebooting and they're going to start over.
yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I think so too. I trust Kojima. I mean, I know he's made a couple mistakes here and there, maybe more than a couple mistakes, but at least his mistakes are interesting.
Hmm.
The man is never dull. Like that's the one thing you can say about the games that he makes. They're just like they're kind of bonkers, but like good bonkers. I would say. Maybe that's I don't know how you feel about it, but
Yeah.
I think good bonkers is probably a good way of looking at it. A lot of nepotism in the Licht family,
Yeah.
so everyone's got to get in on the entire Licht family has to get in on scoring the game. A tracked mode song performed by Korn.
What the fuck is a tracked mode?
I have no idea.
Oh, yeah, no, okay, so, that's weird. It's weird that they would call it that. That goes back to arcade games, right?
A tracked mode?
Yeah, a tracked mode is when they kind of like the title screen stuff. It's basically what it is. Like I just didn't think about it like that. But yeah, a tracked mode is the mode that an arcade cabinet will go into when nobody's actively playing.
Oh, that's what it's called. Oh, yeah. So yeah, so when the title sequence comes, that's the song that yeah. Or no, when the title screen comes up, the song that's playing is like a Korn song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, technically, it's different than the title screen. Like the title screen is when it just says Silent Hill Downpour.
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, it's that thing where then they have the little narration. That's the attract mode.
Yep.
Okay, got it. All right, so we're almost done here.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Testronic Labs. I guess that's just like the I would guess that's just like the play testers or the QA. Because here's functionality QA.
Good work, guys.
Yeah, way to release a game with a jacked control completely jacked controls. So
yeah, so
I don't know.
I guess my point about the controls, we were talking about that earlier. Is
Yeah.
that, while I can kind of move around the world more conveniently, I think you commented on this before as well. Like just the responsiveness of the aiming and turning, like the combat. There's such a large delay between issuing a command and it actually taking effect.
Yeah.
And the hitboxes are so weird that it's like you're literally participating in a pillow fight.
Yeah. I mean the game feels laggy. Like it to me, even just watching it. Like I know there's a delay when I'm watching it, but just watching it and watching how the camera moves and everything, it just feels like it just really was not the most optimized game. Like now when they do dev and everything, they actually have like, at least like with PS3 titles and AAA titles, they have with like a game, they have all sorts of latency testing that they do, because they know about like, oh well, the TV builds in some lag, the latency that you put in the game, it's not gonna when you're developing it, there's gonna be more added on.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to assume that you really have to nail that nowadays because people want a responsive game experience. So it's like you gotta really just drill down into when you're developing it and just get rid of try to just not try to just optimize it, and optimize the responsiveness of the game. I know it sounds maybe it sounds a little cliche or a little bit, but it's true. I mean, there's all sorts of ways that you can do it, and they probably didn't do it when they were developing this game.
Well, yeah, I remember reading John Carmack talking about how appalling it is to play something like Grand Theft Auto, because you really only have about a 200 millisecond window from the moment when the person hits a button on a controller to when you should see something on screen happen.
Yeah.
And, Grand Theft Auto was a series. I don't know at one point in the series he was making this criticism, but, they were blowing that by 50% or so. It was,
Yeah, I mean, it's all over the place in different games. It's more noticed. I would say that now with Grand Theft Auto 5 and the first person mode that they have now,
yeah.
It's probably even more critical. I would guess. I mean, I haven't even played it yet. I just downloaded it. I would guess that they've done a fair amount of optimization.
Yeah.
Around the engine by this point. He was probably referring to
this had to be the PS2 kind of
Vice City.
Yeah.
Because Rockstar's I mean, despite the fact that you might not really dig the game design, they're pretty high quality dev.
Yep.
I mean, and they have very good engine people working there. So this is the reason why this was a game that was contracted out. It was using a pre-built engine that wasn't Konami's in-house engine. It was just using UE3, and they probably just layered tons of shit on it. They used all sorts of plugins, they used all sorts of middleware, and it's just kind of a paint by numbers game development. It's not really it's not really like how someone like John Carmack or the reason why John Carmack is the CTO of basically the CTO of the important thing, Facebook's future right now, is because he knows how to put graphics on a screen, and he knows how to do it in a way that makes it appealing and makes it work correctly.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why he is where he is. It's not because of he made good games. It's because he knows how to make the computer do all sorts of smart things.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who did this game do not understand how to make computers do smart things.
Yeah.
I would say that they just basically took an engine and crammed some stuff in it, and this is what you get out. See, here's all the middleware. Here's who you can blame.
Yeah.
So Scaleform is pretty standard. So, but you can make that bloat. It's basically like Flash. It's like putting Flash in there. So anytime. All of the, you know what the thing is? Probably all the locks were Scaleform. I mean, I think that's what you use Scaleform for. Or you can, but, maybe not. Who knows? But that's what it feels like. It's a heavily scripted, part of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if all the locks were Scaleform. Thanks. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
I guess that's it. I guess I hit back now, and that's...
Yeah, I guess we're done.
Yeah.
So do we have any sort of wrap-up things that you want to do, or do you want to just you want to say a couple words, or what do we do now?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I almost wanted to kind of reflect back on some of our favorite moments, but I don't know. I guess I'll just finish up by saying that all in all, I thought the main story was just totally ridiculous, and and I was way more interested in looking into all the side quest stuff than I was the actual main game.
I would say that I do agree with you. I felt like I did feel that despite that the game was kind of, the mechanics of the game were kind of derivative, I did kind of like the side quests, like that we were playing, like the, sort of the tunnel access stuff, and that was pretty neat. Because they were kind of like the side quests in this game, kind of like some of them at least, they open up new, gameplay avenues that would just let you dodge a lot of, grinding effectively. Like sort of the grind of having to run around on the overworld and kind of is the overworld. I don't even know if I'm using like Zelda terms here, but
yeah. So check out this. Like, only an hour and a half was spent in Otherworld.
Yeah.
That's like hardly anything compared to everything else. Wow, they were tracking how long we spent looking at the journal and inventory screen. That's weird.
That's kind of weird. That's kind of 12 hours, a 12-hour playtime though.
13,
total?
yeah.
13 hours, yeah. It's not too bad. I mean, it's kind of like for this kind of game, I would guess maybe 10 hours, 10, 15 hours or so. What is this? Is this stuff we missed?
Well, yeah, most of it is. I mean, but there were.
Wait, was that just a child's kite with the initials CP on it?
Yeah.
Do they know what CP stands for? On the internet?
I don't.
I don't know if I want to. It's kind of.
Well, I mean, they're intending it to mean Charlie Pendleton.
Oh yes, good point. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. It doesn't mean the other CP.
So this is apparently a toy van, but that doesn't look anything like a van.
That's not a van. That's a car.
That looks like one of those, like a Charger or something.
That's not a van.
It's like a muscle car.
Yeah, let's bad Czech Republic does not know what a van looks like.
Okay, yeah. So here's another thing that I thought was really interesting about this game. There were 2 times, and I'm trying to recall exactly which they were, but 2 times where they just used completely the wrong word for something. There was the restroom in the orphanage that was really just like a living room area. Big, wide open living room. And what was the other one? It was something that was just like that. But I can't remember what it was. But yeah, using the wrong word for stuff, that's kind of not cool.
Yeah, I mean, you should... Oh, it's that guy. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Rat face. I thought you were one of those okay guards.
Yeah, so we got 4 of these pictures, right? So one of them is probably Murphy, Lady Cop, and James Brolin.
Oh, James Brolin.
Right, that's like the entire cast, unless they switch out Murphy for like DJ Ricks or something. But
DJ Ricks is not in there.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious if he was, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you have any other final thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, this game, I think around hour 8, it started to really hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
As in, I didn't want to look at it. I didn't really want to think. I just wanted to get it over with, and that's not really a good game design thing at all, or aspect of game design. Like you want it, the end, to be the best part of the game, kind of, because you want to keep people's interest, and it just kind of felt that it's like, oh, okay, we have to go to the dock, we have to go to St. Maria's, we have to go to blanky blank, and it just was, oh, and now we're in jail again. And I don't really know if I like the, like, sort of the last minute switcheroo, where it's like you go back to prison kind of thing. I don't really know if that was like an effective way of kind of like capping off the game.
Yeah.
Because I think I think that the prison Murphy's like running away. I mean, you could sort of say like he's running out, he's going away from prison. Why do you want to send him back in, kind of thing? Or maybe there's a reason why, but it just, I don't know. It just didn't really feel like that interesting to me of an ending. And the sort of the final boss battle, I think, was, even though we did sort of play it, I think the mechanics were pretty easy. Once you figure out that you have to use the shotgun to get through everything.
Yeah.
So it kind of did not feel, I don't really know. I think that once you sort of, I give up.
I guess this is gonna be it, and tune in next time for Deadly Premonition, right?
Yes, join us in the future, the near future, probably starting next week with for Deadly Premonition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to this game, because if you think this game had, I would say, mixed to negative reviews, Deadly Premonition is pretty much like, people think it's either the greatest masterpiece of video games, or it's like absolute garbage video. It's like an absolute garbage video game.
Yeah, so what I'd heard about, we're going to be playing the director's cut, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is out on PSN now. So we're going to be playing that on PS3, and what I'd kind of heard is that the original release was really, really buggy. Like, that made it really hard to play and hard to win. Like, the combat system was hard in general because the camera was buggy, and I guess aiming was tricky because the camera was buggy. Like, there was this whole cascading thing that happened because the controls sucked. And the director's cut was made mainly to address the bugginess.
Got it.
So what I read was that some people were kind of conflicted because the game was less challenging. But to me, that, when I think about the game we just finished, like, if there was a director's cut that made the combat easier, with a little bit of practice, then I think I would have enjoyed this game a lot more.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I think that people with Deadly Premonition, though, I mean, we've been trying. I mean, at least I have. Since I know you have kind of too. We've been trying to avoid looking at things for the game.
Yeah.
But we had to watch a little bit of One Cinema for the game, and it was probably one of the most bonker. Like, I keep saying bonkers today. Let me just use a different word. Nutty, insane cinemas I've seen in a video game in a long time. If only because the way I kind of put it, or the way I kind of thought about it was, it's sort of like if somebody watched, if somebody didn't really, okay, so it's supposedly inspired by Twin Peaks, which is like, for those of you listening out there, it's like one of Owen and myself's, like, my favorite kind of shows. And Deadly Premonition, to me, appears like it was a guy who didn't necessarily watch Twin Peaks, but maybe read a magazine article about it and saw some pictures. And he decided to make a game based on that. Because he sort of captured the superficial aspects of Twin Peaks, but he didn't capture anything of it at all, aside from the fact that certain things happen in Twin Peaks, or certain visuals in the show, or whatever, but he just kind of grabbed those and interpreted them in a completely ridiculous way. And Twin Peaks is ridiculous, as it stands anyway. And this is even, like, another layer of sheer ridiculousness on top of that. So,
sure.
Well,
anyway, I think I'm looking forward to checking
too.
it out next time. And yeah, we'll dig in and we'll see just how ridiculous it is.